This deck is a Teamer taking turn deck that's trying to lean into the plottability of Jace Reawakened in maybe a more fair way. Obviously, plotting Ancestral Vision is pretty sick. It's really cool to go like plot Ancestral Vision, then take a turn, and then like cast the Ancestral Vision. I really like that part. I like Archmage's Charm as like kind of combination, good card to plot and interaction in this kind of deck. The win condition is ultimating Wrenn and Six, and either taking infinite turns, bolting them out of the game, and it's kind of easy to ultimate Wrenn with the Time Warps. You also have a Kaheera. Um, also have a Kaheera. um, Savor the Moment also kind of nice with Jace, where you can plot it, and then you can like activate your Planeswalkers on this extra turn. Jace turns winning by a lot. Okay, let's go. I guess yeah, maybe we're crimed out, huh? Kind of a borderline hand here. On the draw against Kaheera, actually, not a borderline hand at all. Gracious Bid Run See the Truth seems great when I've seen it. I think it's worse than Ancestral Vision, and I don't know that I necessarily want to play another kind of this effect, but you certainly could. Get the Moxfield up to date too. What's the actual win con? I said this, but Wrenn and Six Ultimate, which is very easy to do in this deck. You just draw two with Charm next turn. Kind of nice that Jace Reawakened allows you to cast Ancestral Vision even if there's a Teferi in play. So yeah, still turn away from casting the Jace. Let's go ahead and draw two. If we draw a Lightning Bolt, we can kill the Teferi. Too bad we don't have a Wrenn and Six to just ping. Keep that on top. Then hopefully one of these Jaces resolves. Okay, so we're going to plot a Savor the Moment. I wonder if we should ever just plot another one. I think I should just cycle this Growth Spiral here. And plot the other one next turn off this Jace, you know. So Bolt for Teferi is really good before it gets a little too late. I think we're probably supposed to keep this. Pass back. Is Jace Reawakened to PKG to fit into a Wildy Rec deck? PKG, yeah, who could know what this stands for? Not me. Package, I see. Yeah, I don't know. This card like really wants you to play a lot of sorcery speed cards, and Reclamation wants you to play a lot of instant speed cards. And this is a card you cast on turn 4, and so is Reclamation, and they don't play well together. So I don't really know why you would want to play both together. Besides that, you know, you like Wilderness Reclamation. Okay, so Jace. Okay, plot another Savor the Moment. Then cast this one. I think I'm going to Counterspell back. Kind of like how Fire's Invention lets you still like use mana, like Jace lets you still use mana on your Savor the Moment turns. Gonna loot away the Flame Slash next turn probably. Would be nice to be able to play the Wrenn this turn. Maybe, you know, next turn. Could copy the Wrenn and Six. Let's plus after we plus this Jace after we pick up the loot. Another nice thing with Jace paired with Wrenn and Six is you get to pick up land looted away. A little bit of a convoluted way to draw a card. Looking nice. Kind of surprised to see expressive iteration over there. Blue-white players are kind of going wild at the moment. Dude, we can put Kaheera into our hand, and then we can plot Kaheera. Nice leyline binding trick. Gen Crime, we 3-2'd a legal Gen Crime, and then we lost to 2 Graveyard Hate decks in a row, and or Graveyard decks in a row, decided to pivot to backup deck. Very good turn for our opponent. Let's just go ahead and put Kaheera into play. I would kind of prefer to wait until like I can go like 2 mana Planeswalker into Time Warp potentially. Yeah, these mana bases are getting wild. Surreal Flooded Strand into the yard, plus the Teferi, 4 cards in their hand. Kaheera in their companion zone still. Let's, with this draw, just try to attack the Fun Raveler. See if they Solitude. Yeah, I have a very vivid memory of Nassif working on like Wrenn and Six Time Warp back when, with Mystic Sanctuary, back when you could play all of these cards together. And he was just like, it is wild that this is like not the best thing to be doing in the format, or like not even close to the best thing to be doing in the format. I was like, wow, you're so right. Like Nassif says anything. I think I saved this to loot away with a Jace. Obviously not great to cast all of our Time Warps before we actually have a Planeswalker in play. It is what it is. Or have a suspended Ancestral Vision. We got a Counterspell up. Playing it out. An Archmage's Charm with Teferi out. I cast it to draw 2 cards, which is a legal play. I'll just tap it out for Kaheera. I think I should Counterspell, because if I don't Counterspell, then if I play a Planeswalker, my Planeswalker is dead. Versus Jace or Wrenn and Six both surviving the Solitude attack. Got a lot of these 2 mana Planeswalkers in the deck, of course. This ticks down to 3. Oh, it ticks down to 2, actually. Only have like 2 Taking Turns cards left in my deck. Kind of risky to... Yeah, I think I should maybe just save this for a Teferi, because like my opponent like kind of clearly doesn't have a Counterspell. They would have held it up. So if they top deck a Teferi, I can likely counter it with the Archmage's Charm, and I don't want this Teferi to stop my Ancestral Visions. So Visions ticks down to 1. Player land this turn. I think I have 1 basic island left in the deck as fetchables. Now, should I draw 2 end of turn? I think I will if they don't do anything else. Alright, so I will try to draw 3. Let's save this. Let's savor the moment a little bit, not cast it quite yet. I have not done a great job of drawing any more Planeswalkers. The turn my opponent answered, or my opponent answered the first 3, and I have 5 more in the deck. I haven't drawn any, with 18 cards left. Shout out to the Hall of the Storm Giant Suggester. Maybe ends up being more relevant than I thought. We'll see. Does Wrenn Ultimate even get there this game? If we yeah, it should, because we just will be able to like pick up a million lands and then bolt them to death. But we'll have to make sure that we actually get to do it. We still have 18 cards, but if the rest of the Wrenn and Sixes are too deep, or if they get interacted with too much, we will lose. Can lose this game. I think I will play this and 3 counters. What makes the 4th basic island better than something like Otawara? Yeah, am I playing 4? You run out of fetchables really fast. You want fetchables, and you also this is a Field of Ruin format. This is a Blood Moon format. Like this, I don't know how much this needs to be said. Basic lands are really fucking good. You should be probably playing more. Something I've been feeling lately. Do you want to make Rhino tokens? I don't think so. Maybe it gets controlled, like you struggle to Wrenn and Six Ultimate maybe, but I don't like Rhino tokens are also very bad against blue-white control, so it doesn't necessarily seem like a fix. Where's this coming down? 2 turns. Probably got a lot of cards in their hand and they're not doing a lot. Don't love drawing another land here. Two Gaia's Blessing? Pretty funny. If Gaia's Blessing gained life, it would be so sick. We have a Solitude? A Binding. I'm gonna counter. Probably all creature removal. The thing is, all their creature removal like just gets me to, besides Solitude and Verdict. Retrace does not let you cast Ancestral Vision without Suspend. Opponent kind of unsurprisingly attacks me since I'm at 6 life. I would be very surprised if they had Lightning Bolt in their deck, but they are playing a lot of red mana. So they haven't seemed like they've had a counterspell for a little while, but they've had several draws. We'll see if this resolves. Does resolve, and I draw 3 lands and a Jace. This may actually be every single land in my deck. We can do a salty count. It was in fact not every land in my deck. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 out of 23. How does this happen? Yeah, Flood Friday today. But it's like this is like the 3rd time today, I think. It's like when we cast this Ancestral Visions in our draw step, we have like 5 or 6 lands out of like 15 or 16 cards. I don't know, it's just tough. Bring in the Force of Negations and the Veil of Summers. I think I need to keep in a Lightning Bolt for the Wrenn and Six ult. Maybe we just go down on the spirals. Yeah, MTGO Premium confirmed not active on the Daybreak accounts. Yeah, needs Zero and Orb. Doesn't the math work out that 3 of your remaining 10 cards were land? When I cast the Ancestral Vision, I think I had 5 remaining lands, right? 5 of 15. I could be missing something. On the play, unfortunately, we can't cast this Wrenn and Six turn 2. It's a tough matchup to mulligan in, and we have, we've got Counterspell, we've got Force of Negation, we have Archmage's Charm if we draw any land. Can Jace be good with Rhinos? Maybe. I feel like you mostly just want to play Cascade instead. You have 2 out of 10 left, so about 20%. We should have 3.8 left. This is not that off. You have 2 out of 10s left, so about 20%, when you should have had about 3.8 left in the deck. 3.8? What? I'm so confused. Where this parentheses is, where the decimal is coming from. I was saying we had, We drew a lot of lands. BK Smith, 60 months. Thank you. Welcome back. What I meant is that you basically drew 2 more lands than average when you give in 23 out of 60, which is 38%. 2 more lands than average. Well, I mean, overall, I think we drew more than that. But also, 2 more lands than average is a lot more lands than average when we're talking about 4 draw steps. Where like our 4 draws were land, Jace, and Jace drew me another land. So it's effectively 4 lands. You know, if we do if we do 2 more spells than the 2 more lands, then we're very happy. Maybe I'm just a little confused. I'm not gonna fight over this, obviously, if they counter it. Definitely like a fetch land here. If you value mana over removal, can you play blue-green version with Fog? I mean, why would you want to cut Wrenn and Six? It's the best card in your deck. I thought we can cast it here. And I don't know. Fogs are really bad. I would really not recommend that, but you know, you're gonna do whatever you want. Wrenn and Six made the flood look worse than it was. 2 extra lands in hand because of the card. I mean, it looked worse, but it was still. We're just talking in circles. But it looked worse. It was still really bad, y'all. Not only did we draw the lands that turn, I think both of our 2 previous draw steps were lands, so we're just holding Archmage Charms, maybe 1. But let me complain about Flooded without being actually so much. Shani, 26 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So, force their card draw spell. Try to resolve my card draw spell. Force their force. They got 2 cards left. I'm going up to 5. With Force of Negation up, we can somewhat comfortably cast this Jace, I think. Maybe it's just still not correct too, because I'm just so ahead on cards here. They're so down on cards. Each counterspell is just so valuable. I mean, I could fetch the Time Warp kind of easy. I think I'm just gonna pass. So I shouldn't have cracked the fetch yet, but also if they just have Ring Counterspell as you know, Ring Counterspell land as their 3 cards here. Yeah, the order of games was drawn where we just drew 7 of 8 time walks before. Like, I think it was before Planeswalker number 4. Yeah, I agree. That was the biggest problem, though. It's okay. We're playing this game now. So this is the last card in my opponent's hand. Feels like I can just let it go and then put myself in a spot where I can stop any big card draw spell that they top deck. Can't counterspell Kaheera, though. Can Kaheera there, Kaheera. Surveil time. Hedge Maze for Kaheera, of course. Graveyard Savor the Moment. Should we be playing the Ring? I think Visions is better than Ring. We also have like Jace plus Wrenn and Six for the loots. I don't really feel like I want to play another like raw card draw spell. We have Charm also. I also like people like the One Ring in turns. I don't understand why. I feel like the Ring is like you know, just so deadly in your taking turns deck. I've watched it go bad many times. So they keep their card on top, and then they don't play anything. So it's, you know, Solitude or Counterspell, or I don't, maybe Binding. Don't know that they would keep a Binding necessarily. Since it seems somewhat likely they have a Counterspell, I think we should keep this on top, and then I think we should go for Time Warp before Kaheera, because we can't protect Kaheera with Veil. I think if they had a counterspell, they would counter there. Well, maybe not. Maybe they just let it go. Subtlety, dude. Just cooked, I guess. Like we were just in such good position. Good against like almost everything, but subtlety is really brutal here. Not a lot that gets us out of this. I do actually feel like Jace into Time Warp is like maybe one of the few things that would like get the ball rolling a little bit. Should have countered the binding. Yeah, I like the game would have worked out a lot better had we countered the binding. Can't believe how good this is here. Even. Oof, tough. Interesting addition. Veil does not stop surgical. Can draw a card, but the problem is it's like we need those time warps in the deck to have a chance of winning at the point in the game. No, I didn't plot bolt. I looted it away to Jace earlier, which is maybe a mistake. I just kind of didn't see the game going that way where I just lose to the beatdown. Tough game to navigate. Like if we counter the binding, we're in like such good shape. But like if my opponent just draws Ring or Teferi or Karn, or sorry, I want to say Karn, Ring or Teferi in our set, we're in such good shape, and like we're just putting ourselves in a spot where my hand is Force of Negation, Time Warp against them, just top decking. Felt like it was fine. Okay, we'll keep this Ancestral Vision. I may save it to like just plot with the Jace. But if I end up bolting this turn, then I'll probably suspend it. I think I will suspend and hold up bolts. It was weird not seeing my name on preview card list. I'm not surprised. I don't know. I don't know why I seem to be just excommunicado for the list, but I haven't had one in a long time since Double Masters. They Bowmaster out Counterspell, I think. Could be better to just Archmage's Charming Counter. Is there any actual value in having one? It's just like nice to be part of the community, you know what I mean? Nice to be included. It's not that big a thing, no. So I think I want to go Jace, plot, Savor the Moment, and then Bolt the Grist. Yeah, it might have been because of the TCG Union thing. I actually wouldn't be surprised. More likely is probably that I insulted the pet deck of whoever gives the preview cards. Yeah, they were the Umori Coffers deck. I didn't tell anyone to delete their Moto account. I said that I might if that had happened to me. Yes, we get to cast Savor the Moment for free, and then we get to resolve visions after that. Modern is so unfun after Fury Ban. Dude, I've been having so much fun. Maybe not so much with some of the draws, but I feel like the format's been a lot better. But of course, everyone has their own perspective, huh? What's the game plan for the deck? The game plan is to take a ton of turns, accrue a ton of value, and then ultimate Wrenn and Six to win. And then Jace is really nice with specifically plotting Savor the Moment and still continuing to use Jace as like a source of mana in these kind of situations. So they have Chord of Calling, and they're going to cast a Young Wolf. They can only Chord for 3, though. Yeah, I think the Outburst ban was also really good. I don't know. Some people are just going to not like Modern no matter what. It is what it is. I don't really know why they wouldn't. Maybe just disrespecting Jace. Winning with Oracle after Wrenn Ultimate to take infinite turns. Why would you put Thassa's Oracle in your deck when Wrenn Ultimate already wins? So I need at least, I think I need just to have both counterspells here. I need to counter this Chord of Calling, and then my lands aren't going to untap. I need to be able to counter whatever they do next turn. So let's plot this Ancestral Vision, and then plan to counterspell. Would have been nice to Time Warp here, and then or like Ultimate the Jace and double Time Warp. Didn't have the 5th land. I think with preview cards, they want to give as many as possible outlets outside the main MTG sphere, so not that many left for MTG content creators where players are going to see previews anyways. Yeah, I do think that this could very easily be part of their perspective. So they're getting Delighted Halfling, so I need to counterspell so they can't just cast Yawgmoth. As my friend Tony Soprano says, what are you going to do? Dude, the disrespect for a Jace that's about the ultimate. The utter disrespect. Oh, just counterspelling. The respect. The respect for a Jace that's about the ultimate. So they almost definitely have a Yawgmoth in their hand if they're like courting for halfling in that spot. You should just like court for 2 in those spots though, right? Like just kind of giving up info about what you're getting. I'm still countering it though, I guess. What did Doom get a preview card for Mage 3 and it didn't? Did Doom get a preview card? I mean, good for Doom, obviously, but Flame Slash for Yogg, bolt here. Do I just cast Time Warp? I think I want to save the Time Warp. Let's cast the Spiral. Okay, I like this draw. So I think I'm just going to bolt a Young Wolf and hold up the Charm mana here. Okay, I don't need to counter Hapatra. My life total ain't the highest. Oh, I can steal the Halfling, though, and this gives me enough mana to Jace plus Time Warp next turn. While also giving me a 1-2 against the 1/1s. So we go Jace. Plot Savor the Moment, or I think we plot Savor the Moment. Halfling combo with Savor the Moment actually untaps. Maybe I'll just loot first. Okay. So I can't plot this turn. Can plot this next turn, which is also this turn. Okay, take that counterspell. So we go Flame Slash the Patra. Counterspell up, 1-2 to block the 1/1s. Pretty good shape. Definitely a lot. Played through a lot this game so far. DB Mason. Yeah, good for Mason, good for Doom, of course. We've got Kaheera as a companion. Halfling not actually in the deck, just stolen. Jace ult until end of turn copies every spell you play, which is nice to copy Time Warps. You can also like plot visions, then ultimate. So I'm gonna plot the vision again, and then don't think we can Kaheera here. Just gonna surveil. Mason consulted on the set. I think it's a preview card for Lord of the Rings either. It is what it is. I haven't tried to see the truth with Jace. I kind of feel like Vision is better because of like mana curve considerations. Like we just have so many twos. So like I really like that you can plot Vision turn one, which is weird because I don't really like Ancestral Vision in general. You know what I mean? But I've definitely liked it in these kind of builds more. Hunt it with the 25 months. Thank you so much. So we can go Ultimate the Jace. Oh wait, so it's -6. Duh. So I guess I should loot first. Could plot this Jace, actually. I think it makes sense to plot and then time warp since I'm going to. I want to play this Jace again next turn, or a new Jace next turn, and I want to just kind of have as much mana as possible because I'm going to go Ultimate the Jace and just copy Ancestral Vision, draw 6 cards. Okay, so Ultimate Jace, Ancestral Vision, copy. Cast this Jace, which gets copied, and then we Legend Rule. Fun. 2 extra turns. And I guess I just go bolt them, copy, Wrenn and Six off the halfling. Oh, I can also just okay. There's a cooler line of. Oh, I guess I can just do this too, but I can just steal both of their creatures. Looks like they're conceding, or come on, I want to copy Archmage's Charm. Yeah, but the Wrenn and Six is also lethal, just because I'm taking 2 turns. I'm gonna bolt them. DJ Gigante, 28 months. Thank you so much. Okay, just Magic Online lag. You ever copy a Wrenn and Six? All right, Jace looking pretty good. Got some Flame Slashes and Cursed Totem to bring in. I think I'm just cutting the spirals here and clicking the submit button. I'll use the restroom. Be right back.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spider. What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spider.
Okay. Reveal Kaheera on the draw against Yawgmoth. Taking some turns. Mailing, 14 months. Thank you, welcome back. 3 bolts on the draw against Yawg with a Surveil land. Bolt definitely not the card he used to be against these kind of matchups. Let's mulligan the 1-lander. Keep this one. I think I should probably put back Thundering Falls. I can fetch for it if I don't need to bolt turn 1, and I want to be able to go bolt into Wrenn. Yeah, Jace is very, very hard to evaluate. Like, the card is, like, very... You get a lot of value for 2 mana for Jace. For 2 mana, the card is great. You can't cast it on turn 2, you can't cast it turn 3. It's, you know... But the ability to, like, double spell on turn 2 is really nice, and, like, double spell and to, like, triple spell the next turn is pretty sick. A lot to like about it, a lot to dislike about it. One of the hardest cards to evaluate ever, to be honest. Not worth 1 random Valky. I don't know. I tend to just not like to play, like, random ass like win cons. You know, cards that are like really just kind of individually weak in this kind of deck. Like I would probably play a See the Truth over Valky, but I don't know. You like Valky's also like really uncastable in this build at the moment. Like, do I want to play like a Black Source? Oh, dude, turn 3 Shieldred. So if we draw Flame Slash, we can ping plus Flame Slash. We can still do that next turn. Really, we're on to play this game. Yeah, if you have good spells to plot Jace, I think Jace is really good. I definitely want to play more shells with Jace. This one seemed like I really wanted to play with Savor the Moment. Attacking me, which makes sense. Also, if you play Valky, like one Valky makes you lose Kaheera, which is kind of awkward. Yeah, I think as painful as it is, oh no, but if I draw two, then they can save their Shieldred from the Flame Slash. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Probably gonna just go to game 3. I'm surprised there is 0 cantrips list, playing at least a few lands. We have Growth Spiral, is that not a cantrip? You could play Preordain over Growth Spiral, potentially, I think. I'm not choosing to at the moment. Okay, we're gonna play that game, we're in pretty good shape. I think Spiral's pretty nice, so that you can Time Warp on turn 4, which I think is pretty important in a lot of matchups. It's also really nice that it's like an instant speed 2-drop that you can hold up with alongside Counterspell on turn 2. If I play more Preordains, I would complain about flooding less, probably. Could play some Lorien Revealeds, too. To some extent, I just kind of like Surveil lands more than Lorien Revealeds, and I feel like they occupy a pretty similar space, if that makes sense. You could play less than the 4 here. The Surveil land's really good with Spiral. Yeah, Spiral Jace on turn 4, or like, you know, Jace with Spiral, Counterspell up. So on the play against Yogg, I think I should probably just click the keep button. Hopefully can Surveil into spell for turn 2. Yeah, Lorien is definitely good if you copy with Jace. Runs on a Mold to 6. I considered Snapcaster. Snapcaster is pretty good to plot. Awesome card here. Too bad, people don't play Birds of Paradise Ignoble Hierarchy anymore. Or maybe for the best, Tom. Maybe actually for the best. Pretty good chance I'm stealing that next turn. Yeah, Fire Ice is a card I consider too. I like Fire Ice a lot too. I think if you played it, you would just play it over Growth Spiral. You can't plot it, which is not the biggest deal. I don't think I've ever plotted a Growth Spiral, but there's probably some situations where you would. Double Wall of Roots. Yeah, let's hope we don't get shielded again. I'm gonna steal this since holding up a counterspell against against the light halfling is not the best. I can go Jace plus Archmage's Charm or just cast Time Warp next turn. How much testing do you do with a deck before it makes it stream? It depends. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it doesn't take that long. It's just ready when it's ready. Like I think I played 3 matches with this deck off stream before I'm like, this is good and interesting enough to play it on stream. Sometimes I will play a deck all week off stream and it just never makes the cut because I can't figure out a build that is good or interesting enough. There's like, yeah, you have to find, I think, a right balance of good and interesting, right? Where like we're talking about playing Slick Shot Show Off in Burn. And I think that is probably pretty good. Do they surveil Yogg to the yard and then they dirge it back into play? First time I've seen this card cast. Wow, 4 mana for a Yawgmoth. What will they think of next? Yes. So sometimes I think there's stuff like that is good but not that interesting, and I think sometimes there are things that are interesting and not that good. And this is like a good enough mix of doing powerful stuff that's interesting while also being a deck that gets to play a new card in an interesting way. I'm going to try to play Jace before we Time Warp. I'm going to go ahead and loot here. Hold up this Archmage's Charm. Hopefully they don't have Court of Calling as one of their last 2 cards. I haven't tried Blue Leyland with Nykthos, but it's kind of awkward to just play a 2-mana Devotion Enabler that you can't play on turn 2 in a Nykthos deck. Taking these turns Nykthos could be cool, though. So this stops my Wrenn and Six ultimate. I can Flame Slash it, though. Who has 1 card in their hand. But they're casting this off the Wall of Roots, which is pretty scary. It's not like I'm going to ultimate Wrenn and Six anytime soon, because they can just attack it this turn, so let's hold it. Oh, it also stops the plot. Still, I think we know we have enough answers to this. We could also just grab Bolt and then ping plus Bolt. As a rough guess, what percentage of deck ideas never make the stream? It kind of depends on what you consider an idea, because like a lot of times the ones that don't make the stream, I don't work on for more than like 20 minutes before realizing it's just not a good enough idea. I'd say that that's probably like the majority of them though, like 60 to 70%. But I just don't spend that much time on them. That's an interesting pickup. Let's loot before we do anything else, I guess. So I'm a little bit scared of Court of Calling. Like, why would my opponent double use Wall of Roots here if their last card isn't Court of Calling? If their last card is Court of Calling, they can grab a Shieldred. Wait, is this stop? Does this stop Court of Calling? No, right? It's always so hard to keep track of what stops what, I guess. Will Spellcall ever be good again? Maybe. You'd have to have like two like good MH3 spirits or something. Yeah, it does stop Undying. Kind of a weird card to see. I think I'm gonna play the Steam Vents tapped. Because I think they're gonna chord for Shieldred. And then I can go Bolt Soulless Jailer. Oh, I can't go Bolt Ping and Ultimate Wrenn and Six. Okay, well, let's still just plus and still. I guess I should probably let's fetch a Surveil Land, because if we could just find a removal spell, it's just so game winning. Or take an extra turn spell. So yeah, just digging deeper there's pretty critical. Because I can't Bolt Ping and Ultimate, of course. I'll just draw another land. Down to 10. I think I should loot. I have a lot of looks that do stuff here, and I think I should surveil before I loot. So any burn spell, any taking turns card. Yeah, I guess you just sack the jailer if you need to combo, huh? Probably a bit better than I think. We have ult. So again, the problem is that Soulless Jailer stops our ultimate from doing anything. But now I get to well, I guess if I ultimate, I can plus, but then I'm not bolt pinging. Ultimate, I lose the Wrenn. I think I need to. Oh, I can just ultimate Jace next turn. Right, just ultimate Jace. So go ultimate Jace plus the Wrenn and Six. Go down to 5. Kills my halfling. I think I want ultimate first, because then I can retrace immediately before like endurance. So if I bolt and then I ultimate and they find endurance, I can't retrace at all. So we need to kill the jailer first. Well, I guess I have Court of Calling. Or sorry, Archmage's Charm for Court of Calling or for endurance. So they should sack the jailer. Oh yeah, creatures don't tap with Savor. Dang, they really covered all their bases with that card, huh? Then we are going to also bolt the Yawgmoth and then hold up Archmage's Charm, and then we can Wrenn and Six Time Warp Loop. Well, I guess I could just Time Warp here. Yeah, I guess that's way better. Does go shields down, but I get to put 2 Time Warps on the stack, so even if they have something here, it's like gonna be tough for them. When I kill Yogg first after Jailer, simply put, the Shieldred matters a lot more. Right? Does it not? So I have an extra turn floating here. So I think I'm just going to take this turn to bolt my opponent's Yogg, bolt the Yogg with the Charm up. I guess it's GG. I love that both of Jace's abilities are +1s to set up for the ultimate. MGG, I'm assuming just a typo. So double Thundering Falls, +2, plus Ancestral Vision is kind of funny. Also, like, if I fetch Breeding Pool here, I can't bolt on turn 2. Yeah, I guess I should just Surveil turn 1. Can we just plot this with Jace later? How do I beat Leyline of Sanctity? Kaheera, Pick Your Poison, Force of Vigor. Lose. What's on a mold of 6? Yeah, I've been pretty excited for this one. I think it's cool, interesting, and maybe not the most optimal Jace deck, but I think it's doing something really cool with Jace. And also, like, I was kind of thinking that you don't need to play Savor the Moments. Like, you could kind of easily just not play Savor the Moments and then still just be a teamer control deck with like Jace, Wrenn and Six, Time Warp as like your win condition. Like, these cards play well together. I think that could be kind of interesting. We should play the crime cards in this deck too. Okay, opponent is really thinking on their mulligan to 6 here. Temporal Mastery any good? Temporal Mastery is definitely really good when it's on the top of your library and you have 2 lands in play. There's no Teferi on the other side of the field. It's good in those spots. Temporal Mastery is bad when you draw it in any context outside of that. So, tell me. Yeah, Light Splash for Karavek. I've been thinking about Karavek plus Grief. It's okay. I'm gonna Surveil. Do I want Basic Island? No, I don't think so. Opponent plays an Urza's Tower and passes. Mandatory 2-minute tanks on your mulligan decision into upkeep stop. No other way to play, gamers. If you're gonna tank, let's really commit here. I'm gonna play Wrenn and Six. Gonna save the Ancestral Visions to plot with Jace. If you're gonna tank 2 minutes on your mulligan decision, have an upkeep stop. That also takes a while to click through. Play your Tron land. Really tilt them. Okay, turn 2 Chromatic Sphere. If we just draw a counterspell, we're in good shape. I like having all these Force of Negations post board. They grab an Urza's Tower off the Stirrings, but they already have an Urza's Tower. Let's see if we find a counterspell here. We find a land. Cannot cast the Jace yet, so we'll just go Surveilling. Surveil that into the yard. Let's just pick up this Basic Island, and then fetch another Surveil land. If we can find Archmage's Charm or Counterspell in the top 2, and then we get to go Jace, Plot Vision. We're cooking. If we draw Time Warp, we're in good shape. If we just draw Savor the Moment, I'm happy. I'm also very happy to see Urza's Tower number 2 entering the battlefield. No game actions. You can take as long as you want, opponent. I misclicked. Fuck. Also mandatory 1 rough misclick a day on twitch.tv/aspiringspike. Where would we be without that? Take your time, opponent, please. I don't want to rush you. Yeah, I just failed the dexterity check. Okay, so plot here. See if they rip power plant at the top. They play an Urza's Mine. Notably, the One Ring is kind of funny against the Taking Turns deck. Like, you have to give them a turn eventually with this build, but it should be like pretty doable. Karn, not too scary. I've got a Lightning Bolt in my hand. Saving Wrenn uptick for next turn. Did I not uptick Wrenn? Yeah, save it for next turn. Oh, they get Chalice to stop my Ancestral Vision. Good play. Obviously, I've been 2. So we can't Vision. I'll take Wrenn and 6. Sorry, y'all. Steal the Chalice. Does seem like this Archmage's Charm is likely going to be about good enough. And if it wasn't, this Counterspell almost definitely is. And if it wasn't, the Savor the Moment will likely be. So I can ultimate Wrenn and Six and then Time Warp, or I can... Yeah, I think we should just probably get the Emblem going, and then Time Warp. We can take 2 turns with the Jace ultimate minimum next turn. If we draw land, if not, we just still like are in really good shape. And then we'll, as soon as we find a second Wrenn and Six, we'll win the game. Second Jace is kind of a funny draw. I think we should just loot. Okay, and then Time Warp again. And I think we should draw 2. Another Jace. Okay, so I'm going to ultimate the Wrenn, or the Jace, and then hope that I have a land in the top 4 cards of my library for once. Hope that, you know, for once that we have lands, not hoping, you know, instead of usually the opposite. So now we're going to take 2 turns. This deck, can this deck beat Random Needle Wrenn game 1? It's gonna be tough. Don't know how often you should expect to run into that. You have some answers for it in sideboard games. Okay, so let's. So we have 2 turns floating at the moment. With Kaheera in their hand here. Still haven't found our second Wrenn and Six to truly take infinite turns. There it is. Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. We could have drawn 3 off the Ancestral Visions because the Chalice wouldn't counter the copy. -3 cards. That being said, this game is very over, but that's a fun trick. Still have an extra turn floating. Not letting me have my fun. We'll probably just be able to bolt them to death next turn when we ultimate the Jace again. I wonder if you could ever end, like, just how often you can win the game by copying Ancestral Vision to deck your opponent. Be a big setup. So I do need extra lands at the time of making this comment, so let's see if we can draw any off this. I'm definitely spending too much time thinking. I'll just pick up a land, bolt my opponent 3 times, and then. Oh, that's right. That's just 18. Never mind. For some reason, I was thinking it was 12. I thought with the Wrenn I was 1 bolt short, but this is obviously enough. But I was just gonna do this and then savor the moment. But I also just have an extra turn floating, so been in garbage time for a little bit. Okay, so up a game against Tron. Let's bring in these Pick Your Poisons. Let's bring in the Force of Vigors. Or sorry, the Force of Negations, not the Force of Vigors. Let's cut 3 of these, and then the Spirals. Been cutting the Spirals a lot. Maybe should think about Playing a different card in the main deck there, but the sideboard plan looks pretty nice against them. Yeah, Ancestral Vision, your opponent is committing a crime. How can you cast the visions? Plotting it off Jace. Or just suspending. The sand is really good if we draw land, and we could potentially try to surveil into one. I love to have Force of Negation on the draw against them. I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna keep this on the draw. See what happens. We don't really need to plot the vision turn 1. Since we have okay, perfect. Since we have Jace. We could though. Seems like we at this point with this current hand makeup, we should. So I'm kind of not sure that I want to Force of Negation a Sylvan Scrying. I guess I probably should. I remember I played at the Hunter Burden. I played against this really good Tron player. What is this? um, I'm trying to remember the exact scenario where they tapped a Tron land. I think they tapped 2 Tron lands to cast a Sylvan Scrying and like the other one to tap for Chromatic Star. And like I could feel in my bones it was bait. I could feel in my bones it was bait, but I countered it, and then it was just they had the third Tron piece and they slammed it, and then they played their payoff. It was really really good play. Dude, the leagues have been so cool, so all over the place. So there's a scrying. Tron next turn. So we're gonna try to hold up Archmage's Charm, I think. A second Thorn of Amethyst. What in the world? Literally can't play a spell this turn. My opponent, it's turn 3. They have Tron line. They've cast 2 Thorn of Amethyst. It's working. I don't know. It's cool. Like Thorn of Amethyst is a sick card that like. It's fucking good. Let's cook Tron player. I take back everything I said. Not that I said anything. Okay, so this says at the beginning of combat your turn, draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or creature from your hand. If you do, make a copy of it, except it's a golem. And then cost 7 with Thorn, and Tron makes 7, so this is a combo. So they have a summoning sick copy of their One Ring. And it's a 3/3. Welcome to Modern. Shit is crazy. So that's still indestructible. We'll graveyard the Bolt. I have to pay a mana if I want to resolve Ancestral Visions. Oh wait, sorry. That's next turn? That's next turn. So I can hold up Archmage's Charm. I think I instead am going to Jace and plot Savor the Moment, because this is definitely a moment to savor. The copy inherits the mana cost. Yeah, that's how it works usually. Mana cost is a copyable trait. Sorry, Pack Rat Mixed Devotion. I can't believe this is the weirdest game I've played today. No, is it weirder than the Umori Coffers match? That one's gotta be the weirdest. Crazy day today. Yeah, copies of Pack Rat count for devotion. So this is like a big part of like standard in RTR Theros, where you would your copies of Pack Rat would count for devotion for Nykthos and Grey Merchant. I always thought it was wild that they reprinted Grey Merchant, and I think there's like some, I guess there just weren't that many good devotion enablers, but devotion was like not even close to being a standard deck when it was like the best deck in standard for a long time. I don't know if it's like the power of Thoughtseize or like the low power of that format or what it was. So they draw a card and then they don't do anything to copy. Shroot Swarm in the Mono Green Crime Shell. It's not a card I've ever cast in Modern before. You can do some silly stuff with it. Yeah, maybe it was no Nykthos. That was the problem. Did Breach do anything at Standard? Not to my knowledge. When they printed Breach, like they were really in their like Standard era where they're like kind of like explicitly talking about how everything they're printing is like mostly for the context of standard. I'm definitely bringing in the Force of Vigor. Um, let's go to game 3. Probably don't actually need the second bolt, really. My green card count is abysmal, but I have Kaheera, but pitching Kaheera is kind of a problem. We'll just make them deck with Ancestral Vision. Because hardcasted too against the stuff. Don't need to worry about it too much. 10 seems kind of bad against their lock pieces. I would probably keep it against normal Tron. Let's keep it. Cursed Totem for their payoff. Does Cursed Totem seem good against that card? Not really. Also not really the game you want to play. Got a lot of good cards to surveil into here. Counterspell, Charm, Force of Negation, mostly. See if they have a Thorn. Not this turn. Let's back. Let's keep it. I think it's like pretty borderline. There's an expedition map, so hopefully they just, you know, or take an extra turn to get us here. Oh, definitely keeping that pick your poison. It's turn 3, so I can't cast this Jace yet, but maybe this is going to be great. Maybe they just have Urza's Power Plant. Like all the Tron players play this Ancient Stirrings. They reveal Forest. They play another star. Snapping that one off. Now let's get the Jace down. Loot. I'm going to surveil. This is a Jurassic Park forest. I think I'll let this resolve. Like, this Time Warp is really good. If they Thorn of Amethyst after the map, I can Force of Negation that. The Force of Negation will also just be good on the following turn. Would I run Time Walk in the deck? I wouldn't cheat and run Time Walk. No. So they get Urza's Power Plant, and then they play Urza's Tower. Get rid of that. Love you, Surveil Lands. So we draw 3 off this Ancestral Vision, and then we can Time Warp into the next Ancestral Vision if we draw a land in the top, like, 5 cards. Nice. Would I ever want to plot another Jace right now? I think yes. I could pitch one to Force of Negation, but the thing is, I'm getting pretty close to. I get to go +1 Time Warp +1 Ultimate Jace, and then on that turn I want to cast this new Jace. So let's plot. Do some plotting. Okay, didn't draw land this time, but we'll go ahead and plot Ancestral Vision. Take another turn. And then we get to go Ultimate Jace, copy Ancestral Vision, draw 6, and then copy whatever else we play this turn. And then we also get to play a new Jace. And we get to copy that. Oh, we get to copy this Time Warp too. Yeah, I'm a plotter and a criminal, and I wonder why I didn't get a preview card for MH3. Let's keep the token as a fun. I don't know. For fun. And then maybe someone will come in and they'll be like, wait, Spike, how did you get a token copy of Jace? Okay, so we get to copy the Time Warp too. Copy Ancestral Recall, copy Time Walk. 2 turns floating. I can't believe I didn't get preview. I don't know. I haven't been getting them. I just it would have been nice, but I was not expecting to get one. Simply made too much fun of the Cabal Coffers player. Right, let's loot, I think. Control 2, the charm. I have to do some discarding. I think that's okay. Yeah, I mean, I want to draw another turn effect. Hope I do have that. I have an extra turn floating. I know I do. I don't need to doubt myself here. Let's keep a Wrenn and Six. I'm gonna keep just in case they're able to deal with this somehow. Also a green card for Force of Vigor, which is not nothing. Loot again. Could get Ulamogged next turn. Don't know why I'm saying that. Did not find another time walk effect. Still have a lot of them left in the deck. We still have 5. Discard a counterspell. Why? Yeah, I didn't want a companion to hand because I have to discard another card. Hoping for no Eldrazi here. Well, not no Eldrazi, you know, if they cast Endless One. I think I should Force of Negation this. I just still have 3 counterspells up. Why specifically Savor the Moment? You can plot it with Jace, which is pretty cool, and then you can like plot with Jace, cast with Jace, and your landstone on tap. But if you plot again, it's kind of like you're getting to use that mana on that extra turn. And you know, you can't play more time warps. There's only one 5 mana take an extra turn legal. Funny that it's right to Force of Negation the sphere there. Usually you do that when you're really desperate or really ahead. Feud Lonely Sandbar. Yeah, I like that, like, you know, you have the option of Surveil Lands, Lore Revealed, and Lonely Sandbar as a utility card selection lands. I really like the Surveil Lands with the growth spirals I'm playing, but I'm kind of leaning maybe away from the growth spirals, so you could do something else. I forgot to wear the Counterspell shirt today. What if the Delve taking turn card be fine? I think the card is kind of slow to get online here. Obviously, I don't think it would be that big of a problem to play it, but I think it'd probably just be better to not. The coin flip 1 too risky? No, just win your flips, dude. Skill issue if you don't. Yeah, yeah. Fire Ice over Growth Spiral could be good. You know, a lot of the reason to play Fire Ice in these kind of decks is like that it cleans up Bowmaster, but because you're a Wrenn and Six deck, like it matters a little bit less. But Fire Ice is really good. I definitely wouldn't hate it. I kind of like the spirals, but I don't think they're mandatory. All right, I cast that Force of Negation on the star 2 minutes ago, but it still has 7 mana floating. Jace in the Wizard Flame Shell. Yeah, I think I've so Dingo's list was kind of like that, and like plotting Flame of Nor is good, plotting Snapcaster is good, and you can play Ancestral Vision in that shell. Plotting Expressive Iteration can be good too. It's a little slow to get online, but I'm kind of into it. Okay, my opponent has 10 mana floating now. Imagine they just cast Ulamog after like literally 5 minutes. If you can count that, because it took them so long to cast just the star or the sphere first. Can you plot Valkyrie castable? You can, yeah, you can. So and some people do that, and it's really good when you do that. And then Valkyrie is like, oh, I hate drawing that card. Don't like drawing that card. And it can be kind of slow, I find, like plotting Valkyrie. Like, it just kind of takes a while to get ahead on board. Doesn't happen until turn 5. But like Ancestral Vision has been like weirdly pretty reasonable to draw. Maybe it's a card that's like kind of quietly gotten better. over the years. Okay, my opponent after 4 minutes, 4 minutes since they cast the sphere, they decide to cast Karn the Great Creator. Then they decide to cast the One Ring with 2 mana floating. I'm gonna go ahead and hard cast another Force of Negation. They have 3 cards left in their hand. Can you plot Search for Escanta and play the land side? I don't think so. But that's an interesting. I'm almost sure that you can't. But I like where your head's at. So let's loot. There's a Savor the Moment. Is everyone in the chat savoring this moment here? Hope so. No more Surveil lands. Don't want to Kaheera and then have 3 lands not on tap, of course. Okay, so hopefully 2 counterspells up is enough. I think I might end up hardcast Force of Vigor and Force of Negation. I don't think the 2 life matters that much. I'll shock. I feel pretty strong to say the truth must be better than Vision, right? So what I like about Ancestral Vision over See the Truth is the mana curve. Like you have so many 2s in the deck. So many 2s in the deck. So like if these are See the Truths, look at this shit. It's a lot. Obviously, one of these is easier to cast, so it's a convo. So that's what they were trying to get through. But that's at least my thought process on like why not to See the Truth. See the Truth is also one of these cards that like I remember I got really hyped about when it was first spoiled, and I guess I should probably just like try to draw a land off of these 6 cards and then retrace Pick Your Poison on the Thorn. So I think if somehow you could make the curve with less 2-drops, then yeah, I would like to See the Truth. So we're taking infinite turns. I do only have 10 cards left in my library. That shouldn't be a problem. Right. It's down to 14 life points. I think I'm probably... I mean, I can plot with the Jace, but I'm not going to be, like, casting anything with the Jace. I have an extra turn floating after this one. So, why don't I... Ooh, dude, Kaheera has Vigilance, which combos with Savor the Moment. So let's go ahead and plot Savor the Moment. Wrenn and Six. Back a land to hand that we will not play. Whenever I play Taking Turns, I always just get so like paranoid that the extra turn that's floating that I know I have it floating is just not there for some reason. Like it feels so weird to pass a turn on a turn where you didn't cast the take an extra turn spell. Oh, they're just tapping for the green for that Magic Online gamer that I can never even remember what key you press to where if you just have no auto yield, no possible yields you pass through, because basically everyone just F6s instead, right? Yeah, F8. It's like more clicks to tap your mana and then press this button. But teach their own. Okay, so dead to another Kaheera attack and another lightning bolt. Yeah, I thought they were gonna dismember also, but fine. Wait, so 2-1. That was a crazy game too. Like, literally, what's more reliable than Kaheera? You also just have the Wrenn and Six ultimate. Just gonna get the job done. The ultimate Jace, copy Lightning Bolt a bunch. Flooded Strand. Temple Garden. So since this is somewhat likely to be 4-color Omnath, let's Lightning Bolt and maybe save the Flame Slash for an Omnath. Surgical Bolt kill Kaheera. I mean, if they surgical your bolts, you can kind of wait till you just have Counterspell up for the stuff. But yeah, you could lose. Oh, we're up against Yawgmoth. And like, okay, so what if they surgical bolts kill your Kaheera, then they kill your Hall of the Storm Giants? You know, there's just kind of a certain, you know, a level maybe where you just need to not be afraid anymore. Probably 40 breeding pool. Again, at the moment, I feel like we have a really adequate number of win conditions. Yeah, Wrenn and Six is the main win con, not Kaheera, and I think Wrenn and Six is again relatively reliable. See if they can use the mana from this. Really scared of Ragavan. So we can start plotting Savor the Moment, I guess. Keep a bolt up. Also, they were or Heliod and not 4-color Omnath. Weird day today. Like it's Heliod. It's been a cool day today. A lot of different opponents. One Loam Crazy seems pretty unnecessary when you have 4 Wrenn and Six. Oh, I love the Ring in Heliod. So I'm gonna wait on Growth Spiral since my lands don't untap here. Could plot the Spiral. Can also ultimate. I'm very close to killing them. Although they have pro everything. But I could deal 12 damage. Could ultimate. I think ultimating and then copying Growth Spiral and copying Savor the Moment is probably fine. This is like basically +3 cards. And then like they're gonna be able to attack the Jace. Oh, maybe I guess I should just probably copy the Archmage's Charm now. Okay, and then let's just go Island Suspend so we don't have to discard a card. Oh yeah, drawing in response to second Spiral. Yeah, that's probably better. I'm scared of a Ranger Captain. That card's pretty good against me. I'm kind of a one ring hater in taking turns. It deals so much damage to you. It's like such a liability. I don't like it very much. Okay, if they have a Ballista, we lose. They almost cast it. Do they see the line? Please don't hard cast Ballista. Wait, they're lifelinking. Okay, lifelink first. Okay, sure. Yeah, it felt like they almost cast the Ballista, but yeah, they need to Cauldron the Ballista instead. So they got the combo. Down a game against Heliod. That very nice. Let's bring in the Cursed Toadies. Pick Your Poison's probably not the worst. Flame Slash, likely not the worst. I think I want, like, Pick Your Poison also kills Heliod. I guess Pick Your Poison's maybe just good. Something like this. Looks nice to me. Yeah, like it seemed like they were gonna cast the ballista, so I kind of didn't want to say it out loud, but they figured it out. Is the infinite combo take turns, kill with retraceable? Yeah, or Kaheera. Okay, on the play. Yeah, I haven't followed basketball in a while, but I know someone in chat told me the Mavs were doing well yesterday. All right, let's keep this Steam Vents Vision into Hedge Mage Bolt next turn. Is Growth Spile better card game one? I get to that every time post board. I mean, we're like a combo deck, right? So we kind of have to maintain like our density of like interaction combo pieces, and Sprout just kind of is a generically good game one card, yeah. Um, but yeah, I think you could play something else in that spot. It definitely was like kind of like the flex spot for me building the list, and I neither love it nor hate it. Yeah, definitely try to get a good variety. Loving the dampings or the picker poisons. Let's choose artifact. You can sack any artifact you want. Not a ton they can have at instant speed outside of endurance. I'm gonna surveil. Would certainly like to find a land. I think I can graveyard this counterspell kind of easy. So this is coming down next turn. Kind of crazy is that can get ruined by a surging bolt. You're left only Kaheera. The thing is, like, only Kaheera is just usually enough, right? Because when you're taking infinite turns, you can hold up counter spells too. Like, I don't think it's really that serious. Maybe I should use. I'm gonna use counterspell. There's like definitely a world where like this charm is better than counterspell this game. Like if I just don't draw much off this ancestral vision. Yeah, I know. It's just everybody pops in. Well, Spike, what are the win cons? What are the win cons? What are the win cons? Okay, counterspell would have been a lot better. Yeah, let's keep this up. Yeah, you like if you're scared, you can put a hall main. I'm not going to put a hall main. We don't need to keep talking about it nonstop. You can play your emotional support Hall of the Storm Giants if you. To draw a land, I may go like time warp into Jace, pick your poison. Okay. So now I guess we go time warp into Wrenn, pick your poison, hold up Archmage's charm. Is there a word where you draw two and charm, let renews all pick your poison? Yeah, I think you could do that. Seems like it would have been fine. Next turn we can go Jace time warp and then also plot Savor the Moment. Should we draw two? Probably. Don't really care if they have Solitude. Guess I'll plot Ancestral Vision instead of Time Warp. Reprieve would get me pretty good here. Could maybe lead on Jace. Don't think they're that likely to reprieve it is the problem. Yeah, this list is pretty sick. I've been sitting on it all week. I feel like it says something about the state of like how good it is brewing in Modern right now. Like that this is a deck that takes me like almost a week to get to on stream. Shit is just going well at the moment. Like good to appreciate that. So we get to go Savor the Moment into Ultimate Wrenn and Six Ultimate Jace, and then copy a bunch of taking turn effects. Actually, just bolt them to death, too. Alright, so another turn. We get to lightning bolt them for 12, 20, 24. Also get to copy 2 extra turns. Just, you know. It's Ogre. I really like. I came here to do this. Do that real quick. It's nice that we beat Endurance here too. Just not really anything we lose to. Okay, going to game 3. These Picker Poison look great. They're definitely better than Force of Vigor in this matchup. We have one Force of Vigor, like, kind of largely because you can pitch Kaheera to it. Picker Poisons looks really good. It's Heliod in the ring. I don't think I want any extra slashes or anything. Could play a Force of Negation though. Maybe more Force of Negation since they have Damping Sphere, they have Agatha's Soul Cauldron, they have the One Ring. Let's cut the second Flame Slash and the fourth Archmage's Charm for 2 Force Negations for game 3 on the draw. Have we missed on putting land with play with Spiral? I think it happened today, yeah. I mean, we're 23 lands with 4 Wrenn and Six. It'll happen sometimes. Again, Spiral is like the biggest flex spot. I think you could play a lot of other cards in this spot if you wanted to. You could main deck some Force of Negations. You could play Preordain. You could play like a See the Truth or 2. You know, you could do a lot. The Spiral helps you a lot game 1 against, I think, Tron and Titan, which is nice, but you know, maybe the Force of Negations would do a similar thing. Okay, keep this one. Put back Basic Island, I think. Put up 7. Turn 1 Halfling. Second Jace. Just wait till I get to turn 4. I guess See the Truth gamers could swap Vision for those and swap Growth Spot for Preordain. Yeah, for mana curve considerations. Preordain is kind of weird when you think about it on mana curve, right? Where like Visions is a card that's like really good to play turn 1. Preordain is like not a card that like matters as much for mana curve consideration. It just kind of like fits anywhere you have an extra mana, which you know obviously can be turn 1. But I think a lot of times you're going to have it in your opening hand and you're just going to choose to do something else with your mana. Kind of an interesting dynamic. Yeah, pick your poison's definitely really huge to make yourself resilient to hate cards and stuff. Really, really nice print to modern. Been digging it a lot. But it grabs a Noble Hierarch, which is maybe a little bit questionable against my Wrenn and Six. Don't know. Maybe they have 2 Noble Hierarchs and they'll double Exalted, kill the Wrenn. Let's go to Graveyard a second, pick your poison. Pick this up. Okay, that is what happened. So we need to find another Bolt or another Flame Slash at some point. Got 4 cards in their hand. Kind of interesting, we just didn't see Noble Hierarch all match, and then bang, there's 2 of them. 3 of them? Could Orm's Chant be a card that brings a new dynamic to modern? At the moment, I don't think that card will be super impactful. It'll probably see more than 0 play, though. Probably not sure what the name of this Jace is, I guess. Maybe we could type it in chat. Okay, they named Jace Reawakened. Obviously, we should steal the Noble Hierarch. Yeah, Ranger Captain pretty good against us. Definitely hoping to find a Bolt or a Flame Slash. Don't feel like I need to counter Aryok Champion. It's probably a little bit too much board pressure. The thing is I just have nothing going on. But this is also Exalted, can kill my... I'm gonna drill 2. We need to find removal spells, need to find time walks. Did cut Flame Slash for this. I don't know, they got a lot of good things to Force of Negation. Come on. We're dead on board, so they're just moving counters from Spike Breeder to Ranger Captain. Are we? Isn't that just 7 damage? I think I want to be able to hardcast this Force of Negation this turn. Not that we have, like, something we could do about that. Anyways, you know what I mean? Definitely some series of events where we win this game. Not looking very likely, though. Did I mulligan to 6 this game? I remember I opened my hand was kind of sus. Yeah, I did mulligan. And Kingdom for a Hall of the Storm Giants. My opponent, after thinking for a couple minutes, decides to go to combat. Will Jace absorb some damage, or will they ignore my 2-mana Planeswalker? No. They maybe do this and then like just sack the Ranger Captain in my upkeep. It'd be pretty tough to beat. I guess I could Kaheera. I guess I'm going to 1 if I Kaheera, if I don't draw like basic island. See, we're still thinking about this turn. That's my overall opinion on Jace Reawakened. Be using him to cheat out Valky and Crashing Footfalls. Jace is interesting. It's a very hard card to deck build with. It is. I think the card is pretty powerful. I think the card is pretty good. Is it like optimal in control decks to build your deck around it like this? I probably not. I think the card's very close. Okay, I'm gonna concede the game. The second Ranger Captain. Keep. I'm gonna get Steam Mister 1. No sweepers in 75, or just no room. Well, red sweepers are not great. Like you have Brothers Hood and you have Anger of the Gods, which are good against a very small range of decks, but some decks for sure. To some extent, your sweepers can also just be combo killing your opponent. That's kind of like what you want to be doing a lot of the time. Just ignore what they're doing, take infinite turns. It's not like we could just play Supreme Verdicts. Has the red field super important? Yeah, of course. Wrenn and Six is the best card in this deck. I'm very, very far away from wanting to not play 4 Wrenn and Sixes here. I think I should suspend. If they play Wrenn and Six, it's okay. Storm's Wrath. Storm's Wrath is pretty bad in our Planeswalker deck here. You could maybe play it. But yeah, it seems like not one we should. I think this is gonna be a Magda for some reason. Probably just gonna be a Bitter Reunion out of creativity. Also, the bolts are how you win the game. My opponent plots a Slick Shot show off instead. So, did not think this was going to be Prowess because of Commercial District into Gigantha. Obviously, some people play Commercial District and Prowess. Not everyone does. Take a couple of these down, though. So I really don't want to have to use a Counterspell on Mutagenic Growth. I really don't want them to have 2 Mutagenic Growths, but I think I should just hold Counterspell and bolt those show off. Gonna wait on priority to be passed back here. I'll just take 1 if they don't do anything. 56 planes, 4 path to exile. Pretty interesting deck you got there. I've been bolted. Yeah, big bet. I don't think I want to play any more alternate win cons. I haven't really felt like winning the game is particularly tough. So I don't want to diminish the card quality for a security blanket. Jace is maybe the best one. Jace or Hall of the Storm Giants. Okay, delete you. Slick shot, show off. I think they're gonna cast a Tarmogoyf here. Mingu making Tarmogoyf stock and prowess at the moment. Tick down, tick down. Alright, save me Kaheera. Wonder why they don't have Gigantha. Also wonder if I'm dead to this show off here. Be pretty tough. Definitely possible. They would need like mutagenic growth or like land dart. They go harvest into. Is harvest into land dart enough? Dart is plus 6 damage. Yeah, I guess they would put me to 1 after I fetch. If they have the lava dart. Bolt is less damage. They do have the lava dart. Good draw from them. I said prowess is just like a tier deck again. Been a long time. 1, not 0, and we have Ancestral Vision coming off suspend here. I think I get blue-green Surveil Land. But casting this Time Warp is going to be out of reach until we draw a non-fetch land. And obviously, being at 1 life against the Lava Dart deck is tough. Okay, have to try to loot into Removal Spell. Counterspell. I counter you, show off. Down a game. In come the Flame Slashes. Don't think I want any Pick Your Poisons or Force of Negations. I think we're just going to go down a couple spirals again and click the submit button. I do kind of like Spiral, just kind of like more proactive card game 1, and then you just board in more efficient interaction in sideboard games. When I was testing this deck, did you try Bant or Grixis? Not with this turns strategy, right? Like, if you're going to play the taking turns plan, like Wrenn and 6 plus Bolt is just almost certainly the best plan. Although I guess we have played Jace with infinite turns, but that's like the Eternal Witness Ephemerate deck, which is going to end up playing pretty differently. This hand has 3 Surveil lands in it, which is pretty bad. But we have a Bolt, so we have a Counterspell. Not the easiest matchup to mulligan in. Let's graveyard that. It'd be nice to be able to ping a channeler, but we're on the Guildgate build here. I guess kind of an easy vision main phase bolt to get around mutagenic growth plus delirium. Hopefully next turn holding up counterspell is nice. This would be most likely the case if they just have like a questing druid. Okay, opponent fetches and shocks the stomping ground. Gonna look at the cards in their hand and figure out the best one to play. Yeah, I know we could bring in some pick your poisons in this matchup, but it's show off hits channeler. It doesn't always hit channeler, and isn't necessarily the best against show off either, because they can just plot it and then kill you before you ever have the chance to pick your poison it. Doesn't mean you have to play 0. Yeah, they're not playing Gigantha. We haven't seen any card that says no Gigantha. There are some gamers who are just like Gigantha sucks. I'm never gonna play it. And those players maybe have not played enough against Scam. They go for spell. They find a lightning bolts. It's gonna be tough to win this game. This matchup is probably not very good. Prowess maybe just good against everything. A little while not to come down. Well, Charm used to be a lot better against Prowess, just to be able to steal most of the threats. Not anymore, I guess. I guess we graveyard that. If, or maybe I should say when they seek the beast here, I should probably counter using Archmage's Charm. Well, maybe I should counter using Counterspell, because they could play Channeler, and then I could steal the Channeler, and that would maybe... I also have to find Delirium, but we're one type away. Maybe that would be like an answer to the show-off. Which versions of Prowess do you think are the best? I built Teamer, going the other way. I like Green-Red more than I like Teamer or Izzet. I think the mana is like kind of not worth it for Izzet. I think the main reason to play blue is like sideboard counterspells, which are a little bit more relevant with like creativity on the creativity is on the rise. If Living End ever becomes really popular, I think it's probably worth splashing for. But right now, I think the green-red builds are pretty good. They chose land with Abundant Harvest, so I guess we're dead. Still haven't seen any card that says no Giganta. Your Lava Dart results. Maybe I should just have 6. I just have 6. Awesome. Okay. Plus 6. I guess I go to 1. 1. Oh no, yeah, sorry, no, I go to 1. Well then, let's take a draw here. I actually get a lot of draws technically because I can savor the moment into visions. I guess. All right, your turn. Be a funny match to win. Never mind. Okay, I think I'm gonna play the Modern Showcase Challenge tomorrow. Stay tuned on what that deck is. Kind of leaning towards the Lookout Valka deck. Might also play Esper Satoro because I've been feeling that one's.